Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, hi everyone. Our project is apartment management system, and our project member is me, Alperen Kaçmaz, and Beytullah Çetin. And what's the purpose? More secure, more comfortable, and more smoothly. You can pay your payments more securely with a day-by-day reminder. No need to leave your house for any problems or to talk to anyone in your apartment. You can easily forward your complaints without comforting anyone to the relevant places from the Add Complaint section. On the other hand, this application will reduce manual work and easy to organize schedule and time details easily. Using this software will help higher authorities to analyze income flow for every month. It means that admins can check income and expense details about the date he or she has chosen. How will we achieve our goal? First of all, we start our goal by acquiring web and database knowledge. On the web, we need to know HTML, CSS, Bootstrap 5, and PHP well. We use MySQL as a database. We have created a brand new product by combining the information we used in our previous project. What do we offer? Instead of having the system and management in your apartment from a single source, we offer an interactive environment for you and the residents of the apartment, where everyone can easily perform their operations. After the pandemic events, most people preferred online rather than face-to-face meetings. For this reason, we ensure that you can easily reach everyone in the apartment without leaving anyone's home, and you can easily access much information such as your complaints, payments, where your money is spent. This is our ER diagram, our project. There are 9 relations for this project, as you can see. User table has a relationship with message, complaints, and user flat tables. Also, user flat has a relationship with user flat to do and flat. And finally, user flat has a relationship with do. We can tell the details later. Users. That's one example about user. Sorry for that. This is our home page for all users. And this is the contact page. Let's have a sign up. This is also homepage for signed up users. Announcements are shown here. Also, I am admin for this apartment, and users can be registered by the admins. We can add user in this page, and this is our profile page. Let's change Gizem as Gizemnur and update it. Sorry for that. We need password to confirm. Yeah, it's done. And we add announcement in here. Announcement colors relate with our content of announcement. Red is danger, green means that good news, yellow warning, and black default. Let's create an announcement. New announcements has been shared. Let's see it. And this is our new announcement. It's here. Beytullah will continue to show other options we can use. Thank you.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Beytullah and I am responsible from the flat and due tables and related tables with these two user due table and user flat due table. Okay, first let me introduce you with the flat table. Flat table, we are keeping records about flats. Flat ID is a primary key and floor, door, no addresses are attributes. Okay, and there's a user flat table. This table is keeping records about the users and the flats. Uh, we designed this table because we want to users may have more than one flat, and this is for that reason. Okay, we have user flat ID as a primary key and user ID as a foreign key and flat ID as a foreign key and entry date and exit date. We want to keep record about when a user move in this flat. We want to keep record, and when a user move out, we want to keep record. We are keeping record of these attributes. Okay. Also, we have due table. We designed this due table to keep records about dues, but we think dues like money that the users have to pay. I mean, users have to pay some money, and this is due. Okay. Also, dues can be for everyone. That could be, for example, that could be monthly due price. That can also the due can be for a rent just one person. Okay, due ID as a primary key, due title, price, and period is attributes. Also, we have a user flat due table. From a first impression, it can be complicated, but after I explain it to you, you will understand. It's not complicated, it's very simple. We have user flat table here. We have user flat table and we are dues. Okay. We want to keep record about which user has dues, but because of some users have more than one flat, we need this user flat due table to record about more flats. Okay, user flat due ID as a primary key, due ID as a foreign key, and user flat ID as a foreign key, and payment date. This is about when a user paid the due. Okay. Here you can see much better. We have user and we have flat. User have one-to-many relation with the user flat, and also flat has one-to-many relation with the user flat. The user flat table actually an intermediate table, because user and flat table actually has a many-to-many relation. We need to reduce it one-to-many relation with this user flat. Also, user flat has many-to-many with the due table. We use the user flat due table to reduce the many-to-many relation. Let me continue. Okay. We wanted to know 5 things, and one of them is how to change a due price. With this query, you can easily change the due price or everything about the due. You can change the title, date, or price. With this query, update due set due title as you want. You can write it here, whatever you want. Due price here, you can write whatever you want, and due period as a date, I mean, you can write whatever you want. The due ID is primary key, so there is one due with this specific due ID. So you will change just one due. Okay, now I will show you about the website, how these things will actually works. Okay, now I am logging in with admin account. Now let's see the dues. When we get in the dues page, we can see the unpaid dues and the paid dues. There are a lot of paid dues. Let's focus on the unpaid dues and let's add a new due for everyone. Now there is no due price with the 250, and I will now add 250 due. Now, okay, if you want to add a due, we are press this add due button, and we can select if we want to add everyone or to a specific person who lives the apartment. Before let me add a due, I will show you this apartment because this is more important, I think. The apartment is about the, let me back here. Yes, user flat. This is about the user flat table. When we add a user, first of all, when we add a user, the user has no, the user is not moving an apartment because maybe he can sign up the system, but he don't want to live an apartment yet, or maybe he will move out. So if we click this move in button, this here you can see this is empty for now because there's no one lives in this apartment. Number 4. When we click the move in button, we can select the user to move in. We can select this user homeless for an example. When we click the move in, then there's a successfully move in. User homeless now has a home. Yes. Also, we can update the apartment. The updates actually move out and then move in process. So I won't show you now, but if you want, I will show you later. Okay, when we add due, we can we need to write a title. Let's say database project, and the date is today's date, and price, let's say 250. When we add, everyone in the apartment has a due with 250, as you see. Okay, then what can I show you? We can pay the dues here. When we press the pay button, the due will be paid. Let me try in user homeless for number 4. User homeless, not paid now. When we pay, it's now gone here from the unpaid dues, and he will come here, paid dues, 250. There's one thing left. We can update due as you want to see. When we press this update, we can change the price or name or date, or completely delete it. Yes, that's it for my part. Now Alperen will take over.
Hello everyone, can you see my page?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello guys, I am Alperen Kaçmaz. I am the member of the group 1. Let's continue with the expenses. First, what is the meaning of the expenses? It means impersonal expenses that tenants or landlords spend on the apartments. What are these expenses? To give an example, the monthly or annual maintenance of our elevator has come, not just one person. The people staying in the whole apartment are responsible for all such problems. The dues collected in the apartment are used for such problems. Here you can see the expense tables. Expense ID is used as auto increment in order to distinguish expenses easily one by one. Then there is a title explaining the fee to be paid per user and what this fee is charged for. There is an expense date so that user can see their payments more easily and say that they have paid on this date. It is not a relation with any table. Next, we have a complaint and suggestion section. Here, users can easily indicate the situation they are bothered by or their suggestions. Only the admins of the site can view these complaints and take an action. As you can see in the table here, there is a one-to-many relationship between the user table and the complaint table. This means that a user can make multiple complaints and suggestions, but each message and suggestions belong to only one user. There is an complaint ID to view complaints and suggestions comfortably and to take an action on them. Apart from that, the user ID is kept as a foreign key. The contents of the complaints and suggestions are kept in the table in the form of the title and message. Here are specific complaints made by user and a query to view the information of those users. We use the user information from the user table, the apartment information from the user flat table, and complaints from the complaints table. When we join these three tables and equalize the IDs, the result is shown in the below table. For example, for user ID 1, we can see Gizem Muratoğlu and her messages. And for user ID 2, Alperen Kaçmaz and his complaint and messages. The way to send the complaint is to run the query shown below with the required information. We can insert the complaint table, our informations. Now, let's show all complaints on the admin's page. One while loop is required to run the query and read the all data. Afterward, we can view the complaints of the users in the report section below. Finally, we have the message section. Here, each user can only message with another user. Any group message is not allowed. Here, there is a one-to-many relationship with the user table. The message sent to user are shown in the message from in the table, and the message sent by user to other user are shown as message to. The way to send the message is to run the first query. You can see that. Each message is sent with a cross button with the next to it. This means deleting the message from everyone. When you press the cross button, but the following query runs and the message is disappear. Here, each message can has an auto increment ID and deletion sending process is done accordingly. Let's show it on our website. Firstly, I log in with a user and I have a complaint section and I want to not a complaint, I want to make a request. The garden is so beautiful. But you can see it more flowers to garden. When I submit it, the complaints can goes to complaint table in here, you can see. Let's imagine I am an admin like a Beytullah and I log in it. I see the complaints, all complaints in the complaint table. Then I read that. Let's look at Alperen Kaçmaz. Complaint title is garden and he might make a request. That's a good. And I want to reply this message from the message button. I want to delete it because I read it. Okay. Then I want to message to him. Thanks, Alperen. Then you can see I have sent the message and you can see that. Then I want to log in with a user. Then I can see Beytullah sent me a thank Alperen. Okay. I want to send him a message like a you're welcome, but I write your as. Then I send it, but it's an incorrect message. Then I want to delete it. When I click this button, the message delete from everyone. Then I write you're welcome. That's all. Thank you for your listening. Everything where we develop in the GitHub, and you can reach all information and all comments in the below link. Are there any questions?
Were there any questions? All right, so I was answering Tarana's question there. So one that I wanted to make sure I just want to make sure I didn't miss it here. So we had asked for this the messages. We wanted to see them to be marked as received and read. How did you accomplish that? What was the process from allowing, like, because when I send a message, like when I use WhatsApp, right, and it does those little check marks, and then I sat there and I wait and I wait and I wait until it turns blue, right, and I'm like, yeah, it turned blue, they read it. So can you show me how you did that? Like, not necessarily just user interface, but how does that work in the code? Like, how do you do that in the SQL?
Okay. Firstly, we just make this delete button. We couldn't do that. What you say, and let me show you an SQL. Okay. Firstly, we check the users in this query, and the people has come in there. Later, their messages has come in this query. Where is that? Yes. Their messages come. Notification and readable is cannot allowed because we can't do that. We couldn't do that. And when we click the send message, send button, they insert message the database in there. When we delete our message, when the cross button press it, this query has been worked and delete the message from our database. We have a simple messages.
I see it. Okay.
Another question? I think there is no question. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, well, yeah, 10 minutes is not enough time to be able to get another presentation in today. So what we will do is I'll make a note that we will go with the 4 groups that I mentioned above. Let me see. Let me copy those so I can make sure we get the right groups tomorrow. I'll stop the record. Stop this recording.